the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on. Nuts. They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. This is the no bullshit approach to all financial markets. We cover crypto, NFTs, Coinbase, and the largest casino in the world, the U.S. stock market. Today on Market Mania, we give you the picks that you so desperately need, despite that they're not investment advice. ETH Berlin Hardfork, get into the weeds there. SPCE, Virgin Galactic Insider Trading. Ooh, spicy. Self-driving IPOs and biggest story of the day. Brett Ritchie, this hit everybody's radar. Coinbase yesterday, direct list, gets $100 billion valuation. It was, well, briefly, it's not that anymore, right? But anyway, Brett, what do you think? Watershed moment for the crypto industry. Brian Anderson.
Yeah,
Rich
big moment, man. Back in the Silk Road days, I don't know if that many people thought that this moment was going to happen, but some certainly did. Coinbase is a great company, man. They started early, saw the opportunity, took care of the retail trader, and just built up this really formidable presence. And they're in a really good spot. I mean, it's a competitive industry, though. Like it's not like some monopoly. So I think the valuation is quite reasonable. It's not necessarily a slam dunk that it would go either way. I mean, you have FTX, you have Binance, you have Uniswap, a lot of these dexes. There's a lot of competition for trading out there, but it's very clear that crypto is here to stay in an extremely big way. And the more events like this happen, I think the less likely, even the chance might be zero anyway, that like the governments are really going to band together to try and crack down on Bitcoin.
$86 billion valuation. Matt Glantz, are you going to touch this right here?
No, I'm not playing coin either way, but when the options get listed probably next week or the week after, then I'll start getting involved. For me, it's like, I don't know if it's a great long-term investment. Looks pretty good on paper, but they're raping the retail customers, or they have been the whole time.
Straight rape.
1.4% of all transactions, plus a little hidden fee in the spread. So that once other companies come online to sort of compete, that fee will go way down, because the average fee in retail brokerage for stocks is like basically zero or 0.005% or something, and this one's 1.4%. So that's got to come down with time. If that's their big revenue generator, that's going to come down a lot. The plus side for them is they have 60 million accounts, and they can kind of get them involved in other things on the site, other ways to make money and generate revenue going forward. So it's hard to say, but it doesn't seem like the worst investment, that's for sure.
The S1 filing was and the subsequent Q1 follow-up was just bananas. And I mean bananas. Something like $1 billion in Q1, $1 billion in profit in Q1, somewhere around there. I mean, and like you said, I read something like 0.54%, which is still ridiculous. I had some friends call me personally. They know I've been studying the space for a long time. And they said, Hey, Micon, like I just placed an order on Coinbase. Like if I want to ape in or out for 20, 30K, is it really $500? And I'm like, I don't really use the platform. I'm like, is it? That is pretty ridiculous. Can't help but think of my man, Jesse Powell for the Kraken exchange, the number 2 exchange in the US, at least for now, that
Really?
I can't help but think don't quote me on that, because I guess FTX.US and Binance.US are now in the game.
Gemini is up there, maybe. I don't know.
That's true. Gemini also. I thought Kraken was number 2. Maybe you're going to have to check me on that. If you hit the comments of this, if I am wrong as of this date. But I can't help but think that the valuation of that org is probably skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Based on this news.
Rising tide lifts all boats.
86 billion is at that 330 something price of Coinbase, 261 million or so outstanding shares. 86 billion. If they're really printing off $1 billion a quarter, I agree with Glenn. So that does seemingly have to come down. Brett, would you fire in here? I mean, are you firing in here?
No, but as Matt talked about those options, I think those are going to be, there's going to be some spicy trades happening around options on Coinbase. That is like a perfect product for the Robinhood retail trader. So
One entry,
I expect to see pretty high volume.
If you're thinking long-term here, one sort of strategy, I've used it in the past, where instead of choosing an entry, just ape it in, buying the shares today. Or if you think that maybe if you feel a dip is coming for whatever reason, then you can, when the options come out, you can sell a put, and you can then, get some money, and then at whatever the price is, and then you're agreeing to buy shares at a lower price, depending on the put you sell, if you sell it out of the money. And then you could essentially like either get free money and not buy the shares, or buy them at a lower price. It's something to look at if you're looking to blast in to Coinbase for the long term. If you're going to blast in 33K or more into it. Self-driving IPO. That's fun. Not as fun as Coinbase. This is going to rock. That's going to be in the news for a long time. And a lot of people got rich. And then you can look on Twitter and you can see all the I wish I invested in Coinbase, or here's the 2012 when Brian Armstrong was getting lit up on the message boards. A lot of the good Coinbase porn out there today. Tony, the producer, tell us what's going on with a non-Tesla self-driving IPO.
Well, I thought this was real interesting. This is a company that has an IPO today. Let me see. I'm not even sure they've got charts yet. Doesn't look like it. So what's interesting is this company already has a lot of contracts with a fleet of shippers. They've got a technology that they focus entirely on self-driving, so they don't have all of the supply chain problems and all of the production cost problems that a Tesla has. And even though Tesla is out in the lead when it comes to self-driving technology, is there a case to be made that maybe it might be better to have a company like Too Simple that focuses only on the self-driving, and another company that focuses only on the EV trucks, and all of that coming together so that, they can all focus on their strengths? Matt, I know you've been really bullish on Tesla and their technology, but does this undercut their future, or are they just going to brush aside this competition?
I don't think so. I think Tesla's so far ahead of the game. They have the data, everything. Like, I don't think it helps companies to be separate with these kind of things. The data plus the technology, the engineers talk to each other inside the company. And, Tesla just is light years ahead of these guys, everyone. There's no second place.
That's true. I mean, they do have quite an advantage, but I do like some of the people investing in this company right now. UPS is looking at them. JP Morgan is underwriting them. Morgan Stanley. And there's a lot of other companies in here that are already kind of invested in their technology coming out. So Volkswagen is interested. So there could be some promise here. And as far as IPOs go, we see them launch, pump, and then usually dump. This may do the same, but I'm going to keep my eye on this one. Again, that's trading under what was that? It was TSP, I believe. Yep, TSP. So keep an eye out for a launch of TSP.
It's cool shit. From a tech standpoint, it's gonna be how it works. Trucks aren't gonna be driven by humans for just 8 hours at a time. I mean, it's gonna go this way.
16
now,
hours.
You got to choose who's gonna win, though. Is it gonna be Nikola? No. Is it gonna be Tesla? Probably. Or you have your silver bullets here in these companies I've never heard of. But you billions, Morgan Stanley, Richard Branson. Oh, he aped out.
Well, he aped out a piece, but if you remember a month ago, maybe it was only 2 or 3 weeks ago, actually, that Chamath dumped his space. He said he just needed capital, but he dumped his Virgin Galactic SPCE at low 30s. So now it's 23. It's down on $3 today on this news with Richard Branson. So, Chamath got out. It's basically, that was like 50% higher than where it is right now. And a few weeks ago. So he knew to get out. Now Branson's getting out. That's kind of scary. It doesn't look good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when the insiders are getting out, that means there's probably not a big upside in the stock in the immediate future. So this one's one to note. This might be a short candidate, even though it's already dropped a ton.
Chamath doesn't need capital. That's bullshit. Fuck that. No. That guy could raise 150 million off of anything immediately or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how much he sold, but that guy could raise he could snap his fingers and get 9 digits.
I mean, Richard Branson, I don't know. He's probably not hurting for cash either. They're pre-product still, right? It's not working yet. Right.
No, they blew up some aircraft.
But I can't go buy a ticket and go on Virgin Galactic.
You can reserve.
I can reserve, but I could a new Tesla or something. But I can't go. I can't use their product yet.
No.
And so that's kind of alarming, right? As Matt's saying, if insiders are selling out sort of pre-product launch, that's a big red flag. Typically, Trevor Milton, right? When he did it, that was a big red flag. If you're the founder of the company and you're valued at a certain place pre-product launch, typically you're going to want to see that through the launch because you should go up when you actually deliver on what people are speculating on. If you jump ship, that's just an enormous red flag to me.
To be fair to Trevor, he needed a $30 million house in Utah. He needed
I love
the most
that
expensive house in Utah, and then he wanted to put a little bit of revenue on the Nikola balance sheet by having the boys come over and install the panels and everything. So I mean, let's be fair to Trevor while he's eating his Wendy's burger with his special organic ketchup and no bun. How is that still a company? How is that thing still floating around with a couple B in valuation? Listen, kids, you can do anything. If you dream big enough, if you lie efficiently enough, you can do anything and go anywhere, especially with the stock market. The SPCE insider trade, that actually sounds like it was a scandal, but it's actually they're just kids out there. You're allowed to sell your car. You put the right filings in, you're allowed to sell if you're a director or a major investor. So speaking of real money, speaking of good investments, the Ethereum Berlin Hardfork now live. Not sure exactly how to use it or what this means. Not going to lie to you. But I did skim this article for 30 seconds, which is going to give me probably a better understanding than most of you listening. Real talk. But there's probably one of you out there that's he didn't know about the EIP 2268. He didn't read it. And so really what's happening here, there's a long path from proof of work to proof of stake, meaning that the miners are going to somehow, some way be eliminated from the Ethereum network. And then it'll go to proof of stake. You have to just throw some money in. And that's not exactly true, by the way. There is some extra nerdery that needs to happen to make the world computer currency work. This is step one. This is maybe step 2 or something. Step 1 was piling in 32 ETH blocks, validators on the ETH2 network, Ethereum 2.0. And then they hit as soon as a certain number of Ethereum was locked in there, there's 8 billion worth, it says, that then it goes to essentially step 2. I'm not exactly sure what happens. It goes to Berlin. Then step 3 is London. Again, not totally sure. And then you somehow get low gas fees. So when you're aping in and aping out of Uniswap, then you don't pay these $75 gas fees to do so, making it only a whale's playground. That's the whole goal here. Brett, you think that ETH is going to reduce fees? You think it's going to actually work and then it'll be essentially usable again?
I'm always a little skeptical. I mean, ETH is usable, right? The problem is it's so popular that it's very expensive to use because of the block size, right? It works. It just is really expensive. And so they've made a ton of promises over the years, not even necessarily the core foundation, but people involved in the community. They typically overpromise 10 to 100x. It is, I think, one of the most overambitious communities I've ever been a part of. And so I continue to be skeptical. It's always scaling's right around the corner. All these things have been right around the corner since 2017. So I will believe it when I see it. I know there's a lot of smart people. There's a lot of money working towards solving these. But at the end of the day, when more people want to use Ethereum, these same problems are going to keep existing. I don't see, unless the demand, if your demand is going to way increase, I don't know that these changes are going to have much of an impact.
Glance, Is Ethereum good enough that you want to fire in yet?
You
got your
I don't know
MetaMask?
enough about it, so
Yeah.
I think I think Ethereum and Bitcoin are fine, but I don't know enough about it to comment.
You dropping liquidity provision on Uniswap and then depositing those LP tokens to yield farm a little bit?
So far above my head.
Fair enough. There is a fun playground behind those high gas fees. But like I said, pretty much a whale's playground now, because you need to be firing big enough chunks that it makes it worth paying a whole day's wage, essentially, to make a transaction sometimes with some of the smart contracts. We'll see if ETH pulls its shit together over the next months and years. And with that, we will apply our safety glasses and remind you many times this is not an investment advice that we're giving, but it is the Market Mania pick of the day.
Drop it like it's hot. Everybody stack. I'm stacking to the top.
We give you the picks so you can research something other than the bullshit that's sitting in your portfolio. Matt Glantz, pick of the day.
Okay, I don't like the market so much, so I want to get in something safe. X US Steel, 2230. I'm comfortable owning that. With the rebuild and everything going on in the country, but don't like the market. So stay in safe stocks, guys.
We're bigger than US Steel. Used to be a thing. $6 billion cap, not even a tenth of a Coinbase. Brett Ritchie, what is your pick of the day?
I'm sticking with Matt too. I'm playing it safe. I am shorting MicroStrategy. What could go wrong? I've gotten burned on this one before, but I just really loathe this company. Like, if you want to be a Bitcoin ETF, be a Bitcoin ETF. I love Bitcoin. I hate this company. And again, I'm a little bearish on Bitcoin in the short term. I think that there's going to be, like, a lot of the hype already happened in the run up to the IPO or the direct listing. Now it's sort of staying flat. I wouldn't be surprised to see a dip, and MicroStrategy is going to get hammered in a scenario where Bitcoin dips. So short MicroStrategy with as much leverage as you're comfortable with, if you even can, but just buy some puts.
All right. That not going to be a popular one on the heels of the 10x leverage Bitcoin short yesterday. I'll see you on the Twitter streets for that one, Brett.
Shout out Dario Alioto. I know you're going to come yell at me for this
he's
too.
just furiously typing away right now. He's like, this motherfucker's going to short MicroStrategy again. And then, I understand passion. There's passion. I am going to drop the AGS, my recovery stock, little gaming tech company out of Vegas that you would assume, or I assume, stuff comes back. Everybody gets the shot. Like Lil Jon said, everyone vaxes up, goes back to the tables. The providers will hopefully, a tiny little company too, a couple $100 million only. Maybe the providers start to whoop if everybody apes back in. Fun little gamble there. And that will do it for Thursday, April 15th. It is what would normally be tax day, but that's delayed a year if you're a USian. Or it's delayed a month, not a year. You still got to file that shit. Don't take this is not investment advice, tax advice, nothing. No advice. But we will leave you with one from DMX, RIP. And if anybody remembers, a lot of that scored a lot of people's my age party time in the early 20s. And it goes a little something. This is from Stop Being Greedy. And goes like this. Y'all been eating long enough. Stop being greedy. Just keep it real, partner. Give to the needy. Ribs is touching. Don't make me wait. Fuck around. And I'm going to bite you and snatch the plate. R.I.P. to the DMX. Like and subscribe to this show right here on YouTube. And give us the follow at Market Mania Show on TikTok and Twitter. We will see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Time to the right, the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury, however turn it, where I would turn it. Can't lie like it's Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine should've looked the other way. Couldn't clear space on my mind, was afraid of the time. Strobe light, like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight? My interview's